The Great Walks of New Zealand are premium treks that pass through diverse and spectacular scenery. As at 2025, there are 11 Great Walks, and 3 of the Great Walks can be easily accessed from Queenstown and Aotearoa. They are the Routeburn Track, the Milford Track, and the Kepler Track. This year, join us as we complete 3 Great Walks in one season through storm and sun, with a side trip to the beautiful Mount Cook National Park, witnessing the most amazing New Zealand scenery. Good morning. It is 6:20 AM in the morning, and today we are heading for our Routeburn Track. Now we are going to town to get breakfast, some food for the track, and then we'll take the bus there. Strangely, even though we try to test pack all our gears and everything, but everything is feeling extremely heavy today. And the weather forecast not looking very good. So let's see if we survive the trek. Breakfast was at Fergbaker. If Fergbaker is the must-eat in Queenstown, then Fergbaker is the underdog brother that is worth every bit of your stomach space. I love that it opens at 6 in the morning, feeding all the people who have to start their day early, including all the hikers who are going off for their walks and treks. All the bakes were already out and ready by the time we reached at 6:40. We ordered the Ferg pie and the pork belly pie to take away for lunch later. Then we had the mini olive and rosemary focaccia and the chicken bacon and mushroom pie for breakfast. I love fresh bakes in the morning, and the flat whites were good too. We were booked on the info and track bus that left promptly at 8. The bus ride was about 1.5 hours. We will first stop by Glenorchy before dropping us at the Routeburn Shelter, which was the start of the Routeburn Track. So some background about the Routeburn Track. The trek was approximately 33 kilometers, and most people complete the trek in 3 days, 2 nights. You can do the trek in either directions, from Routeburn Shelter to the Divide, or the other way from the Divide to the Routeburn Shelter. But since we were coming from Queenstown and heading to the other 2 Great Walks which were nearer to Aotearoa, it only makes sense for us to start at the Routeburn Shelter. Our plan for the day was simple. We are just going to go past the Routeburn Falls Hut where we will have lunch and end the day at the Routeburn Falls Hut. After checking out the shelter and a quick toilet break, we are finally off for our first Great Walk. I secretly prayed to the weather god to let us have the sun for as long as possible. The rain came eventually.
We ate our pies from Fergbaker while staring at the drizzle in the distance. We then headed to the stream in front of the hut to top up our water filter. I checked out the toilets before leaving the hut and was pleasantly surprised that it was a proper toilet with sink, flushing toilet bowls and toilet paper. And let me tell you, the toilets at the huts during the Great Walk season continue to impress me throughout the 3 Great Walks.哎呦，吃饱饱走上山不是办法耶。The Routeburn Falls Hut was at the edge of the tree line and felt like a big tree house. It was one big rectangular hut and all the facilities like sleeping, dining and toilets were all housed within the hut. Life in the Great Walks hut was simple. You simply choose your bunk and write your name on the board, first come first serve. The hut has 48 bunks in 2 rooms. The rooms were identical and housed 24 bunks each. I really liked the layout because all the bunks were separated. There was none of those sleep side by side 排排睡 kind, which gives you your personal space. And this kind of layout is quite rare for a New Zealand backcountry hut. I also like that they specially built an extra space at the end of the bed for you to put your backpacks. Such a thoughtful design. The dining area was clean, big and spacious. The stoves and sinks were located at the back and there were more tables and benches there. Lastly, the toilets. I said I was impressed by the toilets, right? I mean, I was expecting drop toilets. But look at this! The toilets were so clean, flush toilet bowls, toilet paper, hand soap and all. Such a luxury. Heavy rain warning? Strong wind watch? You serious? Here is the problem. Our day 2 was to hike from the Routeburn Falls Hut up to the Harry Saddle and then descend to the Lake Mackenzie Hut. The official brochure said it was 11.3 kilometers and would take 4.5 to 6 hours. On this day, the trek will become very exposed as we lose tree cover and hike up to the Harry Saddle, which was the highest point on the trek and can be prone to strong winds. With the weather forecast like this, the visibility was going to be bad, and the trek would be extremely wet and windy or might even be closed. We crossed our fingers and stayed hopeful while we prepped for dinner. Dinner was wilderness stew and salmon cheese risotto.
And vegetable dish.
The wilderness stew was fine. There was no meat and hence the healthy comment. It had a strong smell after we put hot water, probably due to the spices, and then a strong taste of the spices in the first few bites. But after that, it was fine once we got used to the taste. We thought this might be better if eaten with rice. The salmon cheese risotto was one of the 2 freeze-dried meals we bought from Bombay, Japan when we hiked Mount Fuji last year. It was actually quite tasty. Although I thought the pack was a little too small to fill you up, especially if you had a long hiking day. Was this meant to be a snack? Or is that why the Japanese are so slim? Cause they eat so little? I asked Mr. G if he was full, and we decided to open our last freeze-dried meal from Montbell, Japan, the curry risotto. In general, the Montbell ones are quite good, although a little small. We might just stock out a few more of them if we go back to Japan. It was a frenzy that night due to the weather forecast. The hut warden gave her warden talk to update about the weather, and then she went to each group to find out about everyone's plans, whether going up to Harry Saddle or just heading down to the Routeburn Shelter. The situation was made worse by the fact that there was no phone signal at the hut and that the telephone lines were down, so we had no contact with the rest of the world. I thanked the hut warden. I'm so sorry I forgot her name. She tried her best to address everyone's questions. She even lent us her personal phone in our attempt to WhatsApp the transport company to rearrange our transport from the divide, but to no avail. I think between Mr. G and myself, we have already made up our mind by the time we went to bed.
You guys can go this morning if you want to, because the winds aren't strong, not the equal winds that we're expecting yet. But we do recommend that you get away quickly because we're going to be peaking in the afternoon. So you probably want to get off now to avoid the worst of it. So if you do still want to go to camping, please just let me know before you leave. So I'll note down where you're going. If you don't see me because I'm in a radio call, please write your name. There should be that book there. Please write that there if you don't check in with me personally, just so that we know who's going on.
Today was Routeburn Track Day 2. However, last night the warden actually told us that the weather forecast today was bad. Heavy rain and very strong winds up to 110 kilometers. So today we are supposed to head from the Routeburn Falls Hut to the Mackenzie Hut, where we are supposed to cross the Harry Saddle, which is extra windy. So last night the warning was that the track went close and we were told not to leave the hut before 8 p.m. to wait to see if it hits. Alright, this morning the update was that track's not closed and we're able to proceed. However, still very bad and heavy rain throughout the whole day, and it will definitely be soaked no matter how it is. In the end, we decided to stay one more day at this Routeburn Falls Hut. And so tomorrow we're going to do a very, very long day, which we are looking at potentially 24 kilometers and 10 to 11 hours. So, yeah, today we are just going to relax, drink some tea.
We spent the day watching the rain, drinking tea, eating cookies and snacks, and just doing nothing. You will be surprised. Do nothing also can do the whole day. Bear in mind that there was no phone signal. We had some Netflix loaded on our phones, but we decided to go on a digital detox. And I can only say, my brain and my mind have never felt better. This is dedicated to Raj, our Nepal guide. Our jet boy was purchased from the most unexpected place in Nepal, in Namche Bazaar at an altitude of 3,440 meters. Well, we always wanted to get a jet boy, so when we saw it during our EBC and 3 passes trek last year at Namche, the price was right, so we just bought it. At that point, we brought Raj, our Nepal guide, to go shopping with us, hoping that he could help to bargain for some discounts or at least check that we didn't get scammed. He didn't manage to get any discounts, but was quite intrigued at what we planned to use the jet boy for. And then on our departure day, Raj gave us a pack of mint tea as a souvenir. We must have drank so much mint tea that it left an impression. So Raj, we are finally using our jet boy and drinking our mint tea. Honestly, it has been a year, but I still think about our EBC and 3 passes trek a lot. The weather forecast was updated. Rain with heavy fall, severe gale of 110 km per hour. This kind of wind and rain means that no level of gore or tax will be able to keep you dry for 4.5 hours. I'm somewhat glad that we chose to stay dry.
Shin ramen, the future. The fish land, a bit strange. Smells strange. A lot of spices. They get a bit, but you already get the food. Not sure if you see this again.
The day passed quickly. Then we went to bed early knowing that we have a long day ahead. We are setting off at 5:38 a.m. Ayo, still raining leh. Everyone has left. Oh my god, the waterfall is overflowing.